Imagine being locked in a room naked for over a year, with your only way to survive being winning magazine sweepstakes. And it's being broadcast to millions live. Welcome to the Japanese reality TV. Nani-ue, Mina-san, it's your boy, and we're diving into East Asia through media, language, and culture, and today we're talking about The Contestant. This is a documentary directed by Claire Titley, here we go. And it tells the story of Nasubi, a young man, a Japanese comedian who unknowingly auditioned for a TV experiment in 1998. The pitch was, you live in an apartment, you're completely alone, you're completely naked, and you have to survive only by winning sweepstakes from magazine entries for as long as it takes. It was called Denpa Shonen Prize Contest Life. And at its peak, it had 17 million viewers weekly in Japan. What Nasubi didn't know is that everything was being broadcast live, without his knowledge, without his consent. This isn't just wild TV, this is like cultural commentary disguised as entertainment. Mind you, 1998, reality shows were not that big. In the States, we probably just had Real World and Road Rules or something of the like, but we didn't all have Love Island. For context, because this show only makes sense when you understand a few things, right? There's a culture of gamen, right? In Japan, especially in the late 90s, post-economic crash, this idea was everywhere. Nasubi became a symbol for this cultural value, suffering quietly, pushing forward, and doing what's expected without complaint. The rise of variety TV in Japan. Japan TV is weird, but it's also deliberately weird. It's known for its absurdity, humor, and how far can we go challenges. And Denpa Shonen was just one of many shows like crossing the line and pushing the line and seeing where they stood. Also, shame versus privacy. In Japan, public shame is serious, right? Yet Nasubi's suffering was turned into a national spectacle. His nudity was censored, but his dignity wasn't. You could argue that it was like performance art, or you could argue it was exploitation dressed up as perseverance. As a non-Japanese viewer, watching The Contestant was difficult. It was entertaining, but difficult. Honestly, it was a bit uncomfortable. It raises a lot of questions about consent, mental health. He began hallucinating and thinking about very serious self-harm. How far we should go, or how far entertainment should go. What do we consider reality? I think if you're learning Japanese or trying to understand the culture behind the language, The Contestant is essential viewing. I think it shows gaman, practically. I think it shows how humor and shame and the pressure to operate differently in Japan, and why context is everything when watching Japanese media. It's also a lesson in how media reflects society's values and the slippery line between admiration and exploration. Now, this is hard. I do recommend this film. I do recommend people watch it, right? And it may not exactly be a language learning thing, but it's a cultural thing. And I think if you're into media criticism and the culture, this is something that's really interesting to break down. Reality TV is, I think this is a really good behind the scenes, if not just an incredibly uncomfortable watch. But I think you're glued to it. Yeah, it's certainly not an easy watch, but it's unforgettable. And if you're learning Japanese, I think you really get to learn more about the culture and ethics colliding. So that's it. That's The Contestant. It's wild, fascinating, disturbing. And listen, it's one man's suffering turned into spectacle, and the entire country watch. And now you can get a sneak peek too in this documentary. But what would you have done in Nasubi's place? Could you have lasted a year traveling around in locations? Actually, well, please watch it. Would you have said yes to even the audition, the thought of it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're interested in learning Japanese through real stories like this, grab my free Watch and Learn media pack down below. And until next time, later. we watch real people put themselves in situations they probably would never be in, and when they explode, we criticize, and when they're happy or their success matches what like the collective thinks, we shower them with celebrity, we shower them with fame, we shower them with brand deals, and then again question why they're petering out when they're making money that they couldn't have imagined 6 months ago. Anyways,
2,
3, 4